everyone. Well, today I'm down in southeast London and I'm exploring a little stretch of foreshore not too far from the Thames barrier, which is what we're looking at there, which stretches right across the River Thames, which is what prevents London from flooding. You may have seen it from a distance in some of my other videos. And it's very industrial around here. We're likely to find quite a lot of evidence of shipbreaking and shipbuilding. So let's go and see what we can find. And hopefully some of those shipbreakers and shipbuilders might have dropped something else at the same time. I don't know. Coins, watches, jewellery, who knows? Let's go and see. Now, what I've seen down here, I like the look of. This looks like a nice piece of metal, maybe used to patch up a boat. I love these. That's lovely. I will be able to use that, definitely. Look at that, it's perfect. Excellent. Into the bag it goes. Wow, now, if that's what I think it is a sail eyelet. And I do have rather a lot of these, but none as big as this. Let's give it a little rinse off. Take a look at it. Yeah, look at that. Ooh, what's this? It's a bird flying up to me. Hello, bird. He practically landed on me. Where is he? There he is. Oh, it's a bit of a shock. You don't expect a starling to come up and sit on your hand in the morning. Or at any time, actually. Anyway, so that looks like an old sail eyelet. Nice big one. I was hoping there might be a name on it, but there isn't. Maybe he thought I was holding out some food. But no, I wasn't. I was just thinking that we were lacking in the pipe department, and we are somewhat, but there's a bit of stem here. Don't think there's anything on there, and there's a bit of bowl here. Let's have a look. There's also a coin there. Yeah, just a broken bowl. I will take it because that's a nice little mark there on the heel. I'm going to compile a database at some point with all my maker's marks. And what is this? What coin is this? Fairly battered one. Probably a halfpenny. I will put that in my bag and take a look at that later on. And actually I've just seen another coin over there. I wonder if it's a modern one. It is just here. Let me just kneel down. It's just there. It looks very thin. There it is, look. See it? Just here. Let's take a look. Oh, well, now there's a surprise. What is this? Oh. Ooh, what is that? I'm not going to scratch it, don't worry. I'm not going to scratch it. But that is something else. I don't know what that is. Oh, wow. I will rinse it though. Don't worry everyone, you needn't gnash your teeth. I'm not going to try and clean it with my thumb. As tempting as it is. I'll just dab it on my jeans. Oh, now that looks interesting, doesn't it? And I have no idea what it is. I don't know, it kind of looks like it's got like some kind of Arabic writing on it. I don't know. Do you know what? We're going to have to put that away safely. And look at that at home. I hope it's something really old and that it's not a modern offering type thing. Okay, stay tuned. And let's take a closer look around this little area here. Okay, so look what I have found down here. Something absolutely tiny. Something that most certainly the northern mudlarks would like. Look at this. It is the tiniest ever little leg. Now look at that. For a tiny foot and leg. That's beautiful, isn't it? A little leg. Oh, this is just so relaxing today. Can you just hear that gentle wash of the water on the mud? So peaceful. Lots of nails. Lots and lots of nails. I love these nails. I do tend to pick them up quite a lot. They're just so much nicer than the nails you get at the hardware shop these days, aren't they? Well, I have to say, I'm quite excited about that mystery little token, coin, whatever it is. It's always nice to have something in the bag to look forward to exploring when you get home. Now what about this? Is this also a modern bottle? Yeah, I think it is. Oh, I don't know, is it? Yeah, do you know what it is? I think, yeah, that's pretty modern. Although the seal looks exciting, it's Pernod. Remember those Pernod and blacks from long ago? Yep, I do. Well, I've seen two lovely marbles down here, and one of them looks as if it might be blue. Look at this. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? That is going to make a spectacular fish eye. Isn't that beautiful? And we've got another one here, which is also gorgeous. It's green and blue. It's nice, a little marble clump. And what else have we got here? tree. Oh look, there's an old Coke bottle. Oh no, would you believe it? We got some Malibu and Coke to go with the Pernod and Black. My teenage years are coming flooding back to me. Oh dear. Okay, well I have seen something over there which looks interesting. Could be an earring. Come over and see if you can see it with me. It's just there, look. What do you think? Earring, maybe? Yeah, possibly. Possibly part of an old earring. It's quite delicate, isn't it? Oh, now this is some kind of religious offering. I don't know if you can see it on there, but there's quite a lot of symbols. I'll take a photo so that you can see better. I've just seen something over here. I'm going to have to pick it up quickly because the tide's coming in. It's down here now. Is this a modern penny? Also a bit of metal here which looks quite interesting. Put that in my bag. Let's have a look at this. Ah, no, I don't think it's a penny. No. Oh, it's a 1 cent. American viewers, look. It's a 1 cent. Can we see the date on there? Oh, how funny. I wonder who dropped that. Well, the tide is creeping back in, sadly. And this has been such a relaxing lark. And I have seen something else down here, nestled in amongst the rocks. Just here, look. Now, what is this? Well, I'm not sure. It looks like it could have been a brooch or something, doesn't it, maybe? In a former life. Nice little find. Now just down here is a fragment of metal that would have come from something like the square which I picked up earlier, and it's still got a nail in, look. Used to patch up a ship at some point, I should think. And this, now look at this. I used to find lots of these, or I have found lots in the past, and I never knew what they were. But apparently they're from mouth organs. So there you are, a piece of a mouth organ. Do you know, I thought we were going to go for a whole video without a pipe, but it looks as if that's not the case. Because look what I've seen down here. I've seen a pipe bowl. Now, is there going to be a stem? Well, there's definitely going to be something. It's more than just a tiny bowl. It might not be very long, but let's have a look. Do-do-do-do! Hooray! The pipe that saved the day. A little pipe. It just wouldn't be the same, would it, without a pipe? Now this one dates to the mid-19th century. And it's got that nice little seam of leaves which covers up the line where the mould was, where the two halves of the pipe were stuck together. Very nice. And that will fade very soon, so it will all be the same uniform colour. Welcome to the world, little pipe. Look what we've got down here. It is a Vulcanite bottle stopper in the neck of a bottle. Now I wonder if it's got a brewery or a pub name on there. Let's take a look. Yeah, it's got something on there. Let's see. Oh, it is a U by the looks of it. Let's find something to give it a little rinse off. I don't think I've seen one like that before. It's a U, and oh, it's Paddington. I think it's Paddington. That's interesting. Maybe it's Udder's Paddington, although I doubt it. Now, look what we've got here. It is a frame. It's a metal frame, a perfectly good one. I'm sure that I can use that. I'm sure I can do something with that. I shall put it in my bag, and yeah, it might be the perfect frame for some of my metal bits. Well, the tide is well on the way in, so I think it's time to go home. It's also started raining, so good timing. So time to take these little treasures home. And let's see if we can find out anything about that little coin. Hi everyone, how are you? I hope you're all doing really well and that you're having a good week or weekend. Welcome to my studio, thank you for watching my video, and welcome to Close Encounters of the Bird Kind. Did you see that bird? Did you see the feathers and the tiny little foot that appeared in the corner of the screen? This bird, which nearly landed on me, it was quite a highlight of the outing, I think. I've never had that happen before. I don't really know what he was up to, but I'm going to play it again a little bit slowed down so you can just catch sight of those feathers and the little claw in the corner of the screen. So anyway, moving on from Close Encounters of the Bird Kind, the Thames Barrier, isn't it an amazing structure? It's always fascinated me, and I do find it really quite beautiful. A while back I found an old newspaper in a local car boot sale, and it was that got me thinking, oh, I must go down there again. This is from January 1970, and its headlines are MP demands an urgent anti-flooding campaign. And then in the middle, there's lots of pictures from 1968 when there was another bad flood in the area of southeast London. So it opened in 1984, so that explains the Malibu and the Pernod in the mud. It must do. Everybody celebrated with a Malibu and Coke and a Pernod and Black, because it was around about that time that I was doing a lot of celebrating with Malibu and Pernod. Yeah, I remember it well. Haven't had a Malibu and Coke for a while, I have to admit. Did anybody else enjoy Malibu and Coke and Pernod and Black back then in your teens? Go on, you can tell me. I won't tell anyone. So, yeah, that was just such a fun outing, from the bird to seeing the barrier there so close. You can't actually go very close to the barrier to do any mudlarking. It's not allowed. You're not allowed to go within a certain distance from it. But I was closer up near Charlton, where there was a lot of shipbuilding. And certainly I do have here next to me lots of evidence of shipbuilding. So let's start with the beautiful piece of copper, which I think is a piece of copper sheathing here. I did give it a little polish up. You can see it's all really coppery. And as you do, when I came home, I searched out a few of my other bits of copper sheathing, and I've got a few nice bits here. Just look at that one. And this one, it's really strange. I just looked at it today. I've had this for well over a year, and I was looking at it today quite closely, and I hadn't noticed that it's actually peppered with the broad arrow, the military mark there to indicate that it's government property, naval or military property, which is really interesting. There's actually loads of little arrows on here. And I've got another nice bit here, a nice long bit. And so copper sheathing, well, I've been doing a little bit of research on it. So copper sheathing was pioneered and developed by the Royal Navy in the 18th century from about 1761. And it was nailed to the wooden hulls of ships to protect them from shipworm, rot, weed, barnacles, that kind of thing. That was the idea. It made them also easier to clean, and it helped them to go faster, apparently. And so that's some of the reasons that they used the copper sheathing. And then by the beginning of the 19th century, or maybe a bit earlier, I think, the Royal Navy actually copper-cladded all the bottoms of their military fleets. So that sounds kind of painful, doesn't it? But looking at it, we can see the holes here in the sheaths. And of course, I picked up this little piece here, which is perfect because it actually has a nail in. And a lot of the nails that I keep talking about when I go down to the river are, of course, these copper sheathing nails. And there's something that I do like about them. They're just really tactile, they're just nice to hold. And what's interesting about them too is that in about, let's say, every 1 in 30 of those nails has also got the military stamp, the broad arrow on them. And I was looking through my nails just now, and I've got quite a few with the broad arrow on, so I'll put a photo of some of those up on the screen. I do really like these. It's almost a piece of artwork in itself, isn't it? So, copper sheathing, a good bit of evidence that there was shipbreaking and shipbuilding going on in that particular area. And indeed there was a lot of ships built there and broken up there. There's also this really nice large sail eyelet there from a sail or from some canvas. And this one looks as if it's copper and brass. So that's rather nice. I've got lots of these in different sizes, but that's definitely the larger one. Now, what should we look at? The coin or the token or whatever that little coin thing is. Now, I have it here. I have not attempted to clean it at all. I'm going to put a photo up on the screen, and I deliberately haven't put it out on Twitter or anywhere else to try and find out what it is, because I thought it would be fun to see if any of you might be able to help me to find out what it is. It's definitely got some kind of Arabic inscriptions on it, some Arabic lettering, and so I am really excited to find out what it is and how old it is. It definitely looks 19th century at least. What do you think? What do you think? Do you know what it is? Do you know what it says? Do you know where it comes from? I would be grateful for your help. So thank you very much for that. The other coin which I picked up, which was in a pretty bad state when I pulled it out of the mud, is this one, and I have cleaned it up now, and I will put a photograph up, but I was just able to tell, and where is she? She's on there somewhere. Yeah, there she is. I was just able to tell that that is a Victorian coin. It's a Victorian halfpenny by the looks of it. You can just see Queen Victoria on there. It looks a little bit battered. Maybe had a few nails banged into her, or she's been under some copper bottoms. So there's that. What else have I got here? This little tiny leg. Look at it, it's so tiny. And of course that made me want to get all my other legs out. So the largest one that I've got, I think, is this one. So look at this little leg in comparison to that. And then, of course, one thing leads to another, and I came across the tiniest little doll I've got, which has legs that are even tinier than the little leg. So I have to show you that now. This is the tiniest little doll I found, and look at the little legs on her or him. But yeah, a tiny little leg. You often find these on the river. Of course, they're remainders of dolls that would have had fabric bodies. And then, of course, when the fabric rots away, all that we have left are the limbs and the heads. What else do I have here? I'm saving the American coin till last, so we'll just go through the other things first. We've got this here, which I have polished up, and I'm going to put a photograph up so you can see it a little better, but this has lots of inscriptions on it, and I believe it is more of a modern type of religious votive offering. And one of these days I'm going to do a video about votive offerings, because I do find it fascinating, the wide array, diverse collection of offerings which we find in the Thames. And this is one of them, I believe. This Vulcanite bottle stopper here comes from Usher's Paddington, not Udders Paddington, but Usher's Paddington, which was a brewery in the mid to late 19th century in Paddington, funnily enough. So maybe one of the shipbuilders was down there drinking his beer. I expect that's the case. So now we get to the mystery of this coin, which I think has probably got to be actually one of my favourite finds from this video. This coin here is a 1 cent, a USA 1 cent, an Indian head, and it dates to 1881. I really wasn't expecting to find that at all. And of course, I love to imagine how it got there. And so I decided to look into American visitors to London, to the Thames in Victorian times. And I did find out that actually in the late 19th century, the Thames became very, very popular with visitors, and in particular with lots of Americans. And so I did come across a few, which I'm going to talk to you about really quickly, because you know, who knows, maybe one of them lost it in the river. There has to be an explanation. So tell me, out of these three scenarios, who do you think was most likely to have lost this coin in the river? Okay, so we have, of course, James Whistler, the famous artist who came to live in London from about 1854, I think. He did lots of paintings of the River Thames. He had many people come to visit him from America, and he travelled all over London, and he particularly loved the Thames because he did so many paintings of it. And I know for a fact that he visited Greenwich, so he was not very far away from that shipbreaking yard. So there's James Whistler, famous painter. Now, less famous maybe, but some of you may know of him. His name is James S. Whitman. And in 1881, he paddled down the Thames in a birch bark canoe in 1881. So there you go. He paddled all the way down the Thames. There is an article that he wrote in Harper's, which you can find if you go on Google Books. And so did he maybe lose his 1 cent overboard from his birch bark canoe? That's the second scenario. The third scenario is a couple called Joseph and Elizabeth Pennell. Now in 1889 they spent a month on the Thames and they wrote a book, The Stream of Pleasure. And they wrote all about their voyages up and down the Thames, and they also actually went on the penny steamboat from Greenwich to Richmond. Now I had a little read of some of the Stream of Pleasure, and there is this clue in it. They say, our boat, which was new, had not yet been launched, but was still at the builders. Their boat, which was a skiff, quite a small boat, admittedly, so maybe not the kind of boat that they built at the shipyards near the Thames barrier, but it was being built, it had to be built somewhere, and they went to pick it up, evidently. And so when they went to pick it up, did, what's her name? Elizabeth Pennell accidentally drop her 1 cent in the river, along with her earring and this strange object here, perhaps a little brooch, and do you know what that is, actually? She dropped all of that in the river as they were picking up their boat and rowing away, sailing away. So there are the three scenarios: James Whistler, James Whitman, and Joseph and Elizabeth Pennell. Did any of them lose the 1881 USA Indian head cent in the River Thames? That's why I love mudlarking, because you pick up an object and you can just let your imagination go wild and think about all these different scenarios, and it is a lot of fun. Or, you know, did a Victorian who was on one of the penny steamboats drop it whilst they were buying a little ice cream for their son or daughter? We will never know, but it's certainly fun to think about all these different scenarios and how all these things got there, who lost them, who used them, who dropped them. It's just part of the magic and fun of mudlarking. So I think I've been through everything now. I don't think I've left anything out. So I would like to say a very big thank you again for watching. Please do put down in the comments below your thoughts about this, your thoughts about the coins. Please let me know what this coin is and who dropped that. And of course, if you have any information that you want to share about any of these finds, I'm always absolutely thrilled to hear from you. So everyone, thank you so much for watching. Thank you to everybody who has commented on my previous videos. Thank you to you all who have donated to my Ko-fi account. I truly appreciate it. And also thank you to everybody who has given me suggestions as to what to do in New York. I'm going to be visiting New York very shortly. I can't wait. One of the places I'm going to go and visit is Keen's restaurant with the clay pipes, and I'm going to do a little interview with them as well. So that's going to be a lot of fun, and I shall take them a Tideline Art found Thames pipe to add to their collection. So that's all from me for now. I can't wait to come back and share another mudlarking adventure with you. In the meantime, take care of yourselves, stay safe, be happy, and I'm sending you lots of love from London. Bye-bye. It's too funny. The squirrel has given up on the other windowsill and has decided to come and check out this windowsill because the other windowsill of delights is empty. Hello, you've discovered the studio. Oh no, there'll be no peace now. All right, I'll come in the other room and we'll give you a peanut. Come on then, we go in the other room. Come on then. Ah, here we are. Hello. Right, come on then. This is the proper windowsill. Oh, there we go. Oh, there's no peace. No peace from the squirrel. She gives me a lot of joy though, I have to say. And all is well with the world. Peanuts are the answer.